Welcome to Bias Bash. I'm Lauren Green. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has announced via Twitter his pick for a vice presidential running mate as Indiana Governor Mike Pence. Is this a safe choice for the presumptive nominee? And joining us to discuss is Fox News contributor Judy Miller. Welcome, Judy.
Hi,
well, your take on Pence?
Look, it is certainly a safer choice than the alternatives would have been. However, I want to tell you a little story about Mike Pence. Even though I disagree with him vehemently on religious liberty and on a number of other of his very conservative positions, I really think that Pence hasn't gotten enough attention for something that is very much in his favor, which is his support, his staunch support for the First Amendment. And I'll tell you a little anecdote involving my own situation. As you may recall, I went to jail in 2005 to defend the First Amendment, to defend the sanctity of a reporter's sources, the fact that I wasn't going to share that with the government, which subpoenaed me and put me in jail to learn who they were. When I came out of jail, I had only heard from one congressman, Congressman Mike Pence, who invited me up to Capitol Hill, sat me down and said, "What happened to you is outrageous. I intend to make sure it doesn't happen to other journalists again, and I'm going to reintroduce a federal shield law to protect reporters doing their job and protect the relationship between reporters and their sources." And he did that, and he was good to his word. He fought for that piece of legislation, which has still not been enacted every day that he was in the U.S. Congress. So as far as I'm concerned, on First Amendment issues, there's a lot to praise and a lot of courage that Mike Pence showed in defending us.
Why do you think we never heard much about that?
Well, I don't think that the Reporters' Shield Law is of interest to many people, except reporters, except journalists. It should be, by the way, because it does go to the heart of protecting the independence of our press, which is, I think, essential to a democracy. But also, Mike Pence was not somebody who liked to toot his own horn. And so the work that he did on behalf of the issues that he really cared about, a lot of people never learned about. But he and I stayed in touch on that issue, even though we disagreed about many others, until the day he left the Congress.
You know, you share, though, those attitudes because Trump and Pence don't agree on everything.
No, and they don't agree on reporters. You know, Donald Trump has been adamant in attacking reporters who have criticized him or whom he has perceived as criticizing him. He doesn't seem to value the independence of the press the way that his vice presidential pick does.
Is Pence a good choice, then? I mean, for you, from your experience, from what you saw on the short list of Trump's presumptive sort of, possible VPs, is Pence really the best choice?
In terms of the short list, I think it was the only choice, in that Chris Christie, the governor of New Jersey, is under a cloud because of Bridgegate, because his key appointee just pleaded guilty today to corruption charges, and another one of his appointees also faces judicial scrutiny. Newt Gingrich is regarded as much too radical and irascible for many, many Republicans. So Mike Flynn was in favor of a social agenda that was decidedly more liberal than many Republicans could tolerate. And so therefore, from the short list that we saw, Mike Pence was, quote, the safe choice. I think Mr. Pence will be problematic for Donald Trump in many respects when it comes to the Religious Freedom Act, for example, and other things, positions that he's taken. But in terms of being a safer choice than the alternatives, it was definitely Mike Pence.
All right. Thanks so much, Judy. And if you want to hear more media analysis on the week's top headlines, catch Media Buzz with Howard Kurtz, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern and again at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Fox News Channel. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.